covering more news where you live. This is 5 News This Morning.
Good morning. We begin with breaking news out of Northwest Arkansas.
A semi-accident has shut down the southbound lane of Interstate 540. 5 News reporter Kayla Payne is live with the latest. Kayla, what can you tell us?
We're here on Interstate 540 near exit 69, where, as you can see, a semi is turned over in the median. Now, police have just told us that there are multiple injuries from this accident, and they have been taken to the hospital, but we do not know the severity of those injuries. The southbound lane is closed at this time, and state police are rerouting traffic through Johnson. We have seen a couple of tow trucks take some vehicles that were involved in this accident away, and it looks like they're going to take this semi out with a tow truck sometime soon. This accident was reported around 4 a.m. Now, as I said, we were here at Interstate 540 near exit 69, where traffic is being rerouted through Johnson. Now, there are multiple injuries reported, and the severity is not known at this time. Live in Johnson, Kayla Payne, 5 News.
All right, Kayla, thank you. And just to recap, that is taking place in Johnson. Interstate 540, the southbound lane is blocked because of that tractor trailer that's turned over. People are being rerouted near exit 69 there through the city of Johnson. So obviously something you need to know if you have that morning commute that takes you south on 540 through Johnson, and we'll keep you updated on this story right here and on 5newsonline.com.
Well, it is now 6:01 as you start off this Tuesday morning. Time to check in with Joe and a look at your weather. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Heather. Good morning, everybody. We're watching rain again out in Oklahoma this morning, heading our way. Some rain developing from around Tulsa, just east of Oklahoma City. This is mainly light rain that's moving off to the east and northeast. We're all dry right now, but probably a pretty good idea to pack that umbrella for the morning commute. We'll likely see at least a few showers through northwest Arkansas, northeast Oklahoma, and maybe even a few spotty showers in eastern Oklahoma. Here's a live look at those showers just out to the west right now, just west of the Tulsa area. These are tracking off to the east in the northeast, about 20 to 25 miles an hour, putting them in here around 7, 8, 9 o'clock this morning with just some light rain showers. Nice out there right now, 68 degrees in Bentonville, 63 in Fayetteville. We're looking at 70 degrees in Fort Smith and falling all the way off to 65 in Clarksville. We'll take another look at the radar, talk about the rain possibilities this morning coming up. Plus, we're going to take a look ahead toward the weekend. Big front is on the way that'll bring widespread rain and some cooler temperatures. That's still ahead.
13 people are dead following a mass shooting on the grounds of a Navy base in Washington, D.C. The suspected shooter, 34-year-old Aaron Alexis, is among those dead.
Authorities are doing everything they can to find more information about the former Navy reservist, but as Susan McGinnis reports, there are more questions than answers this morning.
This morning, the investigation continues into a motive for this horrific shooting. Today, scores of families are waking up relieved that their loved ones are home and safe, but a dozen families are waking up to a very different reality. The investigation into Monday's deadly shooting on a Navy base continued through the night. One question that remains unanswered is why.
We don't know what the motive is at this stage.
Police say 34-year-old Aaron Alexis opened fire inside a building on Washington's Navy Yard.
It was like pow, pow, pow.
From his position on the 4th floor, Alexis had a sniper's view overlooking the atrium below.
There wasn't really no cover to take. I mean, we were out in the atrium, we were out in the open.
12 people were killed in the attack, all of them civilian contractors. Alexis became the 13th person killed when he died in a shootout with police. Because police can't question Aaron Alexis, they're looking to the public to find out more information on his whereabouts and activities in the days leading up to the shooting. The FBI released a poster asking the public to call with any information.
By putting that out, they've already had numerous acquaintances come forward, former co-workers, current co-workers, and they've learned a lot.
Alexis's family says he had little to do with them, and they say Monday's events came as a surprise.
No one saw it come in, no one knew anything, so all of this is just, it's just shocking.
Authorities do not believe Alexis has ties to terrorist organizations. One of the weapons used in Monday's shooting is an AR-15 assault rifle. This is likely to reignite the gun control debate in Congress. In Washington, Susan McGinnis, back to you.
Police were looking for a possible second shooter, but now believe Aaron Alexis was the only gunman involved.
Today, voters will decide on a millage increase for another high school in Benton County. The Benton County Clerk's Office says more than 6,200 people in the Bentonville School District cast an early ballot. Voters are deciding whether or not they want to approve a 2.9 millage increase. The money would go toward a second high school, which would be built in Centerton to relieve overcrowding at Bentonville High School. We'll have the latest election results tonight on your 5 News at 10. Residents in Prairie Grove are also heading to the polls to vote on a proposed storm shelter, which would be built on the new K-4 campus. Superintendent Alan Williams says the shelter is needed because neither the district nor the city has one. The district has received more than $900,000 from FEMA to build that shelter.
Alma voters heading to the polls today to vote on raising their property tax to increase school security. 5 News reporter Katie Corman is live in Alma with more information on this story. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning. People in Alma will vote today whether to approve a $1 million millage proposal to increase school security. School officials say the plan includes armed guards, 250 cameras, and construction to increase security in classrooms and at school entrances. Alma School Superintendent David Woolley says the construction will cost about $1.3 million, and the annual salaries for 3 resource officers will amount to $135,000 per year.
The millage total is 1.2 mil increase. For a person that has a $100,000 house, that would be a tax increase of $24 a year.
If the proposal passes, the school district says it will act immediately on the security plan and could have armed guards in the schools by the end of the year. In Alma, Katie Corman, 5 News.
Katie, thanks. The Alma School District says any construction projects will take place over the summer break and will be complete by the next school year. By the way, polls open at 7:30 this morning, and be sure to tune into your 5 News at 10 for the latest election results.
Officials in Crawford County could not come to a decision on the possibility of building a new jail. The quorum court met yesterday, but says they want to make sure they have every detail on the proposed changes before going to voters. The Crawford County Jail is currently on a 6-month probation because of overcrowding and being short-staffed. If officials do not make a decision by October, the issue could be tabled until 2015. Looking ahead today, the Fort Smith Board will vote on a proposed 4-way stop at the intersection of Chad Colley and Mazard. Alma school teacher Crystal Buswell was killed last month when her car collided with a dump truck at that intersection. The Street and Traffic Control Department says plans for lower speed limits and signs to alert drivers are in the works.
The Pea Ridge superintendent responds to allegations that some students were taken out of school because they might be HIV positive. In a statement, Rick Neal says some students are being required to get tested for HIV, calling it a matter of safety. Thomas So, the executive director of the Arkansas Disability Rights Center, says 3 students under the age of 14 are being tested. He says the ADRC might sue the school district in the near future because their allegations are illegal.
It's illegal due to HIPAA, and it's illegal to prevent a student from coming to school under the Americans with Disabilities Act. Those again were cases that were dealt with in the early 90s, and you know, I'm still confused as to why we're dealing with this right now.
The organization says 2 of the students have disabilities and they want to make sure all 3 are successful in school. The superintendent says the school is just doing what's safest for the children.
In news across the nation this morning, while storm victims work to rebuild their homes, police in Moore, Oklahoma say they've seen an increase in construction thefts. Police say thieves have taken off with everything from AC units to copper wiring. Authorities have decreased regular patrols in the tornado-affected areas since May, but are telling those in the area to rely on neighbors to keep things safe.
The National Guard has been working overnight using night vision gear to locate and rescue those stranded by heavy floodwaters in Colorado. Heavy rains washed out roads and bridges, leaving at least 1,000 people isolated. The floods also damaged or destroyed an estimated 19,000 homes. Reggie Livesveld was among one of those rescued.
There was so much rain so quickly that everything went. It's just all the roads.
Officials say once the evacuations are complete, it could take weeks or even months to do a thorough search for anyone who may have died in last week's flooding.
UN inspectors have released a report saying chemical weapons were used in a deadly Syrian attack in August. The report does not say who carried out the attack, but the U.S. says the evidence clearly points to the Assad regime. President Obama signed a document allowing the U.S. to provide chemical protection gear both to UN inspectors who will go back into Syria and to members of the opposition.
The Costa Concordia is now upright. The salvage team has now successfully turned the capsized cruise ship right side up. You may remember the Concordia was carrying more than 4,000 people when it capsized back in 2012. 32 people died as the ship was evacuated. The ship's captain is facing manslaughter charges in the shipwreck, costing more than $795 million. That operation is expected to be the most expensive maritime wreck recovery in history.
My goodness, a lot going on out there still. It is 6:10 now on your Tuesday morning. Got a few things to talk about as far as news is concerned, but I want to put that on hold for right now and talk about the weather, because this is the last week of summer and starting to feel more like fall finally.
Yeah, definitely, and especially by the end of the weekend, almost right on cue with fall officially rolling in on Sunday, we're going to see some cooler temperatures. Now, for this morning, temperatures going to be into the low to mid 60s in northwest Arkansas, upper 60s, low 70s in the River Valley. Very nice out there this morning, but we will see the chance for a few showers. We'll talk more about that coming up in a few minutes, but I do want to give you an update on Time Saver Truck. A lot going on this morning. Obviously, the big story this morning is this. We're taking a live look now at Interstate 540 in Johnson. This is just south of exit 69. You're looking at the northbound lane closest to you, but here's the development over the past few minutes. The southbound lane, the right lane, has been reopened. Traffic is moving very slowly through there right now, but if you are out for your morning commute, the right lane of the southbound lane of 540 in Johnson has been reopened. But still, with that said, it's going to be a very slow go of it this morning, at least for the next little while. I imagine for the next hour and a half, we're still going to see emergency crews out there. We're still going to see those wreckers out there trying to pull the semi out of that median. So expect slowdowns if you're heading south out of Springdale into Johnson and into Springdale this morning with that accident. Again, the right lane just reopened near exit 69. Elsewhere in Bentonville, Northwest 2nd Street remains closed between Northwest A and Northwest D, so you're going to have to take West Central this morning. That lane closure not coming back open until September 24th. Further south, no major delays right now, but we will see significant slowdowns in the southbound lane of 540 from Van Buren into Fort Smith in those construction areas, especially during the height of the morning rush. As always, you can keep up with the latest traffic information by logging on to 5newsonline.com. Also, using Twitter, use the hashtag 5newstraffic if you see traffic or to keep up with the latest traffic information throughout the morning. Coming up in the forecast, we are tracking some showers just off to the west of the area this morning, but hang in there. By the weekend, some cooler temperatures arriving just in time for the official start of fall. That's coming up.
Still ahead in your health watch, it saves money and you can smoke it anywhere. We're talking about those e-cigarettes, but just how healthy or safe are they? We'll find out right after this break.